Good morning. Today's the 26th. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning right now. Just got done with my hike, so I'm sitting down taking a rest. I want to talk to you today about regional gold. Just watched a video on YouTube from Doc, the Georgia Gold guy, talking about regional gold. And I really couldn't agree with him any more than what he's talking about. So I definitely want to hit on this subject. Because there's a lot to play in this. So you want to get into panning, or you want to get into mining, I suggest you first find the gold before you do anything. So go out, buy yourself a pan, cost you, I don't know, less than $16. Get a big one too, don't get the small finishing pan. You can get a shovel and check out the rivers, streams, creeks that you're near. Once you locate that gold, you then figure out what's going on with the river and what kind of gold you have. Now, here, this river that I'm mining just has some pickers and mainly just flour gold. So what I did is I brought myself a production unit. It doesn't make any sense to buy a production unit if, depending on what regional gold you have. You first find the gold, figure out what kind of gold you have, and then you buy the equipment that you need. I mean, there's so much equipment on the market these days that you can say, oh yeah, I'm going to go out and buy the gold cube and, do good at it. But you really need to figure out where the gold is, what type of mining you're going to be doing, and then purchase the correct equipment in order to mine that area. And that's just one of the biggest keys that I could possibly even get by. Because you can go out and spend hundreds of dollars on equipment, thousands of dollars on equipment, and figure out once you get there, well, hey, there might be a better tool in order to do this job with. And I just want to stress that, the main most important part. There might be a better tool to do the job with. So first find the gold, figure out what tool you need, which will make it the easiest, and then go from there. So, that's again why I purchased this high banker, is because where I am, it's about how much material you move. In some areas, you can crack and crevice, and it's not about as much material move, it's about the quality of the material you move. That's depending on, again, what river and what creek you're on. Alright, now today, I actually have this area here that I can still mine, and that's quite a lot of area. If I mine this whole area, it'd probably produce me about 3 grams. But I think I'm going to bypass this today. It's really rooty, and although I do know that there's good gold in the roots, I just don't feel like messing with the roots today. I'm a little bit tired after yesterday. It's an awesome day, 5 grams. So I think I'm going to bypass these roots, which I'll come back to, and do this area right here. Probably just make a rock line, follow this right here, do some test pans to see how far the gold goes out in the river. My guess is going to be where, see all these light rocks, these smaller rocks, and then the further that you move out in the river, you get all these bigger rocks. That's kind of like the gold trail. So the gold pretty much starts from right here and then works its way on into the bank. And it goes all the way up to that corner up there. A little point right there. So that's my plan today. Probably set my sluice box right about right here. Have my tailings go right here. My sluice box right here. Knock that down. Put my motor there. Move some of these boulders up out of the way, which isn't much actually, thankfully. Tired of moving boulders. As you see, I've moved plenty of boulders. And we'll see you on my first cleanup. So hopefully today I'll have just as good as the day yesterday, 5 grams. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe, maybe not. It was a lot of work yesterday. I might take off a little bit early today, depending. We'll see how I feel. And we'll catch you on my first cleanup. Alright, stay tuned. Well, we have some disappointing news. I did some tests right here. 1 or 2 small -100s. Did some tests right here. About 3, 4. Did some tests right here. About 5 or 6. And I just took one from right there. Right there. On the bank. And we are showing, if you can even see it, about 25 small pieces of 50s. So, the gold is not quite as good as what I thought it was right here. Good thing I went ahead and do my test pan first. It's definitely something you always want to do when you're starting your day off or moving your equipment. See how far the gold runs and then just kind of follow it. And it's basically telling me what's happening here is the gold is coming down these rapids, coming around this curve right here, settling on this bank right here, hitting what was land until I mine this, and these are roots, and depositing right there. So I guess today we are going to be mining these roots right here, this section right here. And I might come up here, or I may make a decision to go down there by that bush. Because I know there's still really good gold down there at Festan Day, and it shows, oh, about 50, 60, 70, 80 flakes per pan. So, gold's definitely running on this bank. I think I got maybe one more day, probably today or tomorrow, of mining, maybe 2 days at the maximum. We're mining this bank before I have to move my equipment upriver just a little bit. Alright, well, stay tuned, and we'll get back to you after my first clean out. Okay, well, it's not turning out to be quite as good as I thought. I just did a test pan right there, and only got about 7 or 8 flakes. However, come on, just the other side of this bush right here. So right there, and I'm showing about 50 flakes per pan. If I go up in the rocks, I show about 5 flakes per pan. And if I dig right here in the river, about 5 flakes per pan. So that area is telling me that this bush is stopping the flower gold right here before it exits out into the river. And that's not very much area to mine. And let's take a walk upriver. Now this area with the roots, yes, I am showing halfway decent gold. I'm showing, about 50, 60 flakes per pan right there on that piece of land right there. But that's not very much area to mine. And I did a pan right there in the dirt, and that's showing about 10 flakes. So it looks like this hole is pretty much petered out. I don't really see a sense in turning on my machine, wasting gas just to mine the top of that area, move downstream, and mine that one little area for probably not even a gram. I probably get a penny weight off that, but point is penny weight's really not worth it to me. So I think today is going to be a moving equipment day. Yay! So I'm going to pack up my equipment, move upstream, and I guess I'll start mining there. Alright, well, check me in a few. Welcome back. Okay. Went ahead and moved all my stuff upriver. Boy, am I tired now. I'll tell you what, that's a mission. About 12:30. Not going to be doing very much mining today. But right where my shovel is right there, right where the head is, I took a pan of dirt. And I've been paying attention to my previous shows. You know that me and Bruce actually came up to this area and mined this area not too long ago. Or not mine, but test pan. And let me see if I can get any closer here and show you one shovelful. One shovelful, and there's approximately 75 to 100 pieces that range from minus 100, looks like there's a couple of 150s in there too, 50s and 30s. And there's a nice little chunky right there, double thick. But the bank right there starts off right about right there and comes through all through this area right there and wraps around. So there's quite a lot of area to move here. I'd have to say I'm going to probably end up pulling probably at least an ounce and a half, if not more, off this bank. At least I'm hoping. But I think I'm going to take the rest of the time today and head upriver and see if I can at least be productive today and find my next mining spot, even though I just got to this one. I always like to stay busy. And it's too late to start running right now. Normally I like to start running at, 4 o'clock. Or, excuse me, around 8 o'clock in the morning. And we have a full day of mining instead of half days. And besides that, I'm pretty tired. So, let me go ahead and hike upriver a little bit, see what I got, get all set up, make sure everything works properly, of course, and then we'll go from there. Excellent. Stay tuned. Well, I'm pretty far upstream. Haven't really found anything too exciting yet, besides for right here. Now, there may be a pay layer somewhere in here. I have to do some further research. And I took one shovel, and it's coming around this corner right here, from the roots right there. And look what I got. There's some pretty good chunky gold there. This might not even be worth mining. I'll have to do some research and figure out what's going on here. And then again, it might be. I don't know. So, let me go ahead and keep panning, and if I find something exciting, I'll be back to you. Pretty far upriver, and as I check this bank out here, I've been doing my panning the whole way up. Look at this bank. How steep it is. It is just dropping gold. There's about 20 flakes or so. 20, 25 flakes. But I've seen a little bit better in this section. I'm wondering how far it goes down, so I think I'll check it out. Alright, stay tuned. Okay, pretty far upriver today. I think I found an excellent area in order to go ahead and mine. And it's, to tell you the truth, quite loaded with gold. Gold starts from down there, runs all the way back here, and all through here. And just to show you a pan, now, granted it's afternoon, I have no shade around to show you this, so please excuse the glare. Just going to try to zoom in, show you some of these pieces of gold. There's about 30 pieces of gold. That ranges from all sizes, actually. Quite easy digging, too, so it shouldn't be too hard. Just a bunch of freaking rocks to move. Other than that, though, it's an excellent place to mine. Gonna have to either find a different route in here, because it's a little bit too far for me to be walking, or make this a camping trip. And definitely mine this area. Usually when I go camping for 1 or 2 weeks, at which point I come home with a couple ounces. So, I may even have to call in some help for this one. Pretty large area to mine. And I know a couple people that are more than willing to go home with a couple ounces in 2 weeks. Okay, well I think I'm going to head home, so stay tuned, and thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe and comment below.